So here's one thing that I haven't told you yet. So I've shared in the previous videos about the reasons why we are picking Cote d'Ivoire and Cameroon for our Blaxit. But out of all the different countries on the continent, 54 I think at the time of this recording, there are other countries that could have made the list. But how come we are not considering those countries? Or how come we're not considering other countries outside of the continent that we still like, just like France, for example, or Spain or Portugal? Well, in today's video, I'm going to share a little more about what makes me say no to a destination. So I'm going to look at my notes down here because I want to make sure that I cover everything. But the idea is that there are a lot of other places that we could have said yes to. I personally speak Spanish, so the whole Latin America could be a yes for me. But why is it not a yes? Why isn't Spain a yes? Why isn't Portugal a yes, even though everybody seems to be going to Portugal or even to Mexico? It's not that far. We could have family close by. Why not Mexico? So I'm going to share 5 reasons or 5 things that are making me say no to these popular destinations. And the last one is probably the most important one. So number 1, what makes me say no to a destination, no matter how popular it is? Number 1 is if there's a large American community. That to me is a big no-no. Several reasons. First reason is that more than likely the prices are going to be hyped up. Second reason is that because there's going to be the sameness, things that I see here, I'm going to see over there. And I don't want that because that defeats the point of leaving the US. Okay, I'm not trying to leave the US and then find mini US somewhere else. Okay, that's not what we're going for. So that's why out of the box, certain destinations in Mexico are a big no-no for me. So Playa, of course, and San Miguel de Allende. I've been there and I think it's the most, it's the city in Mexico with the largest US expat population. So to me is a big no. I do not want to find myself in the middle of Americans when I leave the US. Second reason might be a little surprising, but because we want our kids to be able to speak French, so a country where English is the main language is a no-no for us right now. Just in this season of life, it's not something that we're looking into, even though in Cameroon, you have a small part of the population that speaks English, but at the same time, by living in Yaoundé or Douala, French is going to be the main language. So we want our kids to be able to be fluent in French, and we want that environment for them. So why not France? Well, stay tuned. Number 3 is if the culture is very similar to American culture. So European culture, Western European culture is very similar to American culture. So that's where France fits in. Sure, the whole French culture is different, but at the same time, the same things that you can find in the US, you can find in most of Western Europe. Okay, so Spain, Portugal, the UK, Germany, France included as well. So that's why, one of the reasons why France wouldn't really fit the bill for us, okay? Even though I never get tired of visiting France, it's just a country that I love the people, and I have a lot of friends there, but to move there in this season of life, this is not a priority for us. Number 4, and this is where many countries around the world, many regions are not going to fit with what we want. Some parts of Latin America, definitely Europe and Asia as well, where Black people are a minority. This is super important for us right now, is to go to a country where Black people are a majority. That's just something that we want to experience. That's something that my husband growing up in Cameroon, so he has experienced that. And that's something that I personally have never experienced, and I want to experience that for myself and for my kids as well, just because it's a different environment. It's a different way of experiencing life. It's a different way of seeing life and seeing yourself in the way you belong to the environment where you are, and I want our kids to be able to have that as well. So I don't want to go to a place where I stand out because of the way that I look, where people might touch my hair, where people might even wonder why I'm there, right? And people might say, well, my people will automatically know that I don't belong, and this is not an environment where I want to live in right now. I don't want my kids to feel like outsiders just because of the way they look. So if Black people are the minority, it's definitely not a place where we want to go right now. And number 5, this is one of the most important to me personally. It's very dear to my heart. I want to go somewhere where we can contribute to the social economic development. And this is also connected to number 4, is because we want to go somewhere where there's a sense of belonging and a sense of historical belonging. So definitely Africa would be the place, but also somewhere we can connect culturally as well, where we know that where our people are coming from, and we know that we're going to impact local communities. We know that we're going to help our people. And this is very dear to me, very dear to my husband as well. So it's not something that we would be able to do if we were to move outside of the continent, to be honest. Sure, we'll still be able to have an economic impact to the local communities there, but at this time of our life, we want to be able to help our people. We want to be able to contribute to the economic development of the continent. And that's why I left that for last, because even out of the other 4, this is really at the core of what we're trying to do here. It's not just to go and be tourists or just to go and just living it up or something like that. It's really to be able to have an impact and to be part of that development. So that's why in the previous video, when we talked about the comforts of the West that we're willing to let go of, those are the reasons why, because the impact is greater than the discomforts that we might experience. There's going to be some discomfort, maybe not the ones that we anticipate, but for sure there's going to be discomfort. Any change brings discomfort, okay? But at the same time, you always have to remember your mission. You always have to remember your vision and why you're going there. It's not just to escape something, but it's also for a specific mission, okay? So it's not just about me and my family and how this move is going to help us, but also what are the implications of the local community that we're going to be part of. Like, again, we're not trying to be part of the expat community. That's not what we're going for. We're going to be part of the local community, being able to belong to the society and be part of the society. So that's to show again that Sub-Saharan Africa is a place for us to go based on the vision, based on the mission that we have right now. And even though we like so many other cultures and so many parts of the world, well, it's just not a good fit right now for the things that we're trying to accomplish, okay? Nothing against these destinations, nothing against Mexico. I love Mexico. Nothing against Europe. I love Europe, right? But at the same time, it's just not the right fit for what we're trying to do. So let me know in the comments, what is your own vision? What is your mission? The reason why you want to move abroad? And there's no right or wrong answers here. What fits for me and my family doesn't have to fit for you and your family, whether you're moving by yourself or moving with a family. But you really have to be clear on your vision and follow that vision. No matter where it takes you, just follow your own vision, all right? So if you like this video, make sure you like it, share it with a friend, and subscribe to the channel. That way you don't miss any of our video progress as we are preparing for this move abroad. In the meantime, if you need a little refresher, make sure you watch this video here, where I'll tell you a little bit more about the 10 things that I really like about Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire. Until next time, bye.